Hey folks, and welcome to my thoughts on a comic. And today's comic is Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Issue 38 by DC Comics. There will be spoilers. Alright, so this is my first Scooby-Doo comic, which was something. I've only watched the cartoon before, and yes, I asked the cartoon came first. And I don't know what version of what year of cartoon I saw. Apparently there have been many. Alright, so this one has 2 stories in it, and now I will read the names. Or try to, anyway. As we've established, I am shit with names. Alright, so the first story is Creature Feature, and now the writer is Sholly. I don't know how to pronounce that, it'll be down below. Artist is, I don't know, what is it? I don't know how to pronounce that. The artist will be down below. Colorist is Heroic H. Okay, I don't know. Letter is, I don't know how to pronounce these, bloody hell. Cover is by Brizuela and Franco Riesco. Let's see. Assistant editor is Jessica Chan. Editor is Kristy Quinn. And special thanks to Leandro Corral. Alright, so these will be down below. Man, those are some hard things for me to pronounce. Alright, and the second story is Ghost to Ghost. And the writer is Earl Kress. Pencils are by Scott. I don't know how to pronounce that. It'll be down below. Inks are by Scott McRae. Letterer is Tom. I don't know how to pronounce that. It'll be down below. Colorist is Sno Cone. No, it's not Sno Cone. It's Snow. I don't know. They'll be down below. Assistant editor is Harvey Richards, and editor is Joan Hilty. I don't know. A lot of hard names for me this time. Alright, so I'll describe to you these stories. So the first story, this again follows the formula I'm used to of the Scooby-Doo cartoon. Alright, so in the first story, the gang came to, for some reason, a studio where they film a horror show. And that horror show, they film this lady, she shows old cheesy horror movies and tells jokes about them, and is dressed like a vampire countess. But apparently actual real monsters are appearing, and she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't want to continue the show like this. The gang arrives before that. They also see that, and they'll say, wait, but before you quit and don't want to do the show, give us a chance to find out what's going on. Shaggy and Scooby are put as, well, instead of her, while she refuses to be in front of the camera. And then the monsters appear again. We meet her very angry intern, who from the start, it's kind of obvious that's probably him who's behind it. So then the monster appears while Shaggy and Scooby are in front of the camera doing the show instead. They start running, and they run into other monsters, which are the rest of the gang. Velma, Fred, and Daphne. And that's when they unmask the intern. And he says that he did it because the lady, Sybil, her name is, I think. I wasn't sure if I was pronouncing that correctly. But because she makes fun of his beloved movies, so that's why he did it. So she tells him, no, I love those movies too, I just make jokes. And he's like, oh, really? Yeah. And that's it. The end. Well, so we've learned that the intern is a pussy who can't take a joke. Basically. And that's why he scared her with costumes. So yeah, it wasn't really the best story. Let's face it. This is kind of short. I mean, I checked the other comic I have with Scooby-Doo, and that's the whole comic is one story. It's not split. So I wonder how the Scooby-Doo by DC works. Like, there's one comic, it's 2 stories and then 1, or I don't know. So anyway, the first story was okay, not particularly wow. So in the next story, again, we're on MTTV. The MTTV and the gang have, thanks to Daphne's father, have gotten tickets to a first premiere of a show there with some young dude and someone else who still has a very successful New Year's show and was really big back in the day. So they're there, they're very excited, and then suddenly a ghost appears and scares everyone. And they go to commercials, and the gang investigates. And there's a technician guy who says, I told them they shouldn't have started now, we didn't have the studio ready. The gang keeps looking, and then they find out that the ghost is fake. Daphne pulls out a puppet of the ghost from up top. Somehow she knew that and went to look specifically there for some unknown reason. I don't know. Then they go down, and then Velma takes some device, and they follow the signal because the ghost is still seen and they don't know what to do. And they follow it to a different building, which is where that guy does his New Year's Eve special. And then they go to get the ghost down from the antenna. And then Shaggy's foot gets tied up in a rope, and he pulls, and then the guy who's in the costume falls down. And we find out it's the older dude from the beginning who had the special. He wanted to scare everyone because he thought his special deserved to be #1, and he wanted to have that studio. And that's it. The end, and then the younger guy's like, what song would you like to pick for our new show and shit? Then that's it, the end. Shaggy's disappointed because they ran out of food on the table in the studio. So that was about it. So yeah, these weren't really the best of stories I've ever read. They were kind of, I gotta say, they were kind of lame, to be honest. I don't know why they split them or why they did them so abruptly. Like, a lot of parts in here are kind of like, meh. Are not really done that well. Although, after reading this, you do understand why we have this very nice and lovely, kid-friendly dressed Elvira. I think that might actually be Daphne. I mean, the ginger hair, after all. So they dress Daphne like Elvira, and then she says, time for trouble. I gotta say, she looks really cool here. I love that. I think I actually try to draw that at some point. I really love this. So, yeah, not really the best of stories, but this cover is smashing. I mean, look at that. That's really cool. And also, you could use her as the kid-friendly Elvira. Oops. Alright, technical. Alright, now for the art. We've established the cover is smashing. So, the art in the first story is pretty good. I mean, it's nice. I quite liked it. I mean, you know, for what it is, it's okay. This is the Countess. The costumes. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Also, well done, DC. Not a lot of ads. Although, to be fair, well, I don't know. Although, to be fair, I started to think this is more of a New 52 problem, and not the whole thing. Alright, so that's the intern. David, I think. Alright, and now the art in the second story is not really that good. And also they miss details out of Fred and Daphne's outfits. Like, okay, quickly I'll show you. Like, you see Daphne has this green scarf. And Fred has this also kind of like a scarf on him as well. Now in the second one, they're not, in the second story, they're not present at all. It's like as if they forgot to draw them. And sometimes the color of things changes. They like colored something one way and then towards with some part they colored it wrong. Like see that they're not here. So yeah, I don't know. I like this less the style. And also it's funny how they forgot like these parts. It's like the the look of Fred and Daphne. It's just scarves, fair enough, but this is their look. How could you forget that? I mean, their outfits overall aren't that complicated. So yeah, that was weird. I was looking, I was like, what's missing? And I'm like, oh yeah. So there's the ghost thingy, there's the young dude, and there's the young dude, the older one. This is the technician. To not lose his tools, he puts some nail polish on them. Which, well, I guess it's a method. I wonder why he didn't just stick his name on a sticker and just did that, but hey, I'm not one to judge. So yeah, that's about pretty much it. Again, it's not, oh look, Batman and everyone. Yeah, so the stories weren't that great, not that fascinating, but overall I guess it's nice if you just want to spend a few minutes reading something not too complicated, and man, this cover is awesome. I'm gonna keep this comic just for the cover. If not the cover, I'd just give it away. But man, that cover. Yeah, but I guess, if you like Scooby-Doo, it's something nice to pass the time with. It does follow the formula of they get a mystery, solve the mystery, unmask the bad guy. Whoa, but though in the second story, he did say, I wouldn't have gone, I can't English. And I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. Ah, man, I used to love that back in the day. I don't remember, did you used to add in your dog too? Oh well, that is it folks, till next time, bye!